Every transformation you've ever wanted, every goal, every breakthrough, every new version of you requires one thing that most people never talk about: a death. Not a physical death, a neurological one, an emotional one, a death of identity. Because the person you want to become can't be built on the nervous system of who you used to be. So let me ask you something. What if the reason you feel stuck isn't because you're failing, but because your old identity is dying? And that's exactly what's supposed to happen. Today, we're talking about the physics of reinvention and why becoming your future self requires a complete rewiring of your brain, your energy, and your entire way of being. I'm Dr. Nik Sharma, and after 14 years in hospitals, I saw it firsthand. Our healthcare system doesn't heal you, it manages you. That's why I started A Quick Dose with Dr. Nik. Here, we cut through the noise and talk real health, stress, gut health, brain rewiring, the root causes that actually change your life. Identity isn't who you are, it's who your brain has learned to be. Your identity is a collection of neural pathways built from your childhood conditioning, your trauma, your survival strategies, your environment, your repeated thoughts, your emotional patterns, your memory loops. Your nervous system predicts your personality before you even open your mouth. If every day you wake up stressed, the brain says, I know this program. Let's run the stress script. If you've always been the caretaker, the achiever, the perfectionist, the people pleaser, your brain memorizes that role and fires it automatically. Identity isn't a mystery, it's a pattern. And here's the mind-blowing part. Your brain runs your identity the same way it runs your heartbeat, unconsciously. You're not the person you think you are. You're the person your neural circuits have practiced for so long being. So the question is, are you living from programming or from possibility? For every rebirth, there's a breakdown. There's a moment when your old self starts glitching. Suddenly, what used to feel normal feels unbearable. The career that once made you proud now drains you. The relationships you tolerated now exhaust you. The habits that comforted you now make you feel sick. Your body becomes louder, your intuition becomes stronger. This isn't failure, it's identity apoptosis, the death of old neuronal pathways. Just like a caterpillar dissolves inside a cocoon before turning into a butterfly, your old identity must dissolve before your new one can emerge. That's why reinvention often feels like confusion, loneliness, emotional withdrawal, burnout, ego death, loss of pleasure, identity crisis. You're not broken, you're reformatting. Your old neural circuits are dying so new ones can come online. Let me tell you what I had to learn the hard way. For years, I lived in constant survival mode as a doctor. Long hours, constant pressure, emotional overload, trauma, exhaustion. And like many men, I coped through external validation, especially emotional validation from women. I wasn't doing it to manipulate anyone. I was doing it because I was empty, and emptiness looks for soothing. I was chasing connection because I had lost connection with myself. The career everyone admired was slowly crushing me. The identity I built, the strong doctor who could handle everything, was the same identity that was destroying my mental health. Then came the breaking point, emotionally, spiritually, physically. And the only thing left to do was surrender. To stop pretending, to stop performing, to stop numbing, to stop chasing external love instead of internal healing. I started listening to my gut for the first time in my life. Not my ego, not my fear, not my conditioning, my gut. And that inner voice said, your purpose is bigger than your profession. Your calling is bigger than your coping. It's time to rebuild. Reinvention wasn't a choice, it was survival, real survival of my soul. And the moment I stepped into my purpose, giving back, building community, helping people heal, my life became unrecognizable. So how does the new you actually get built? Reinvention isn't motivational, it's anatomical. It's neurological. It's energetic. There are three core processes your brain and nervous system must go through for true identity to change. And most people skip all three. One, neural pruning, the death of the old self. Your brain eliminates neural circuits you stop using. This is called synaptic pruning, and it's biologically identical to how trees shed branches that no longer receive sunlight. When you stop feeding your old patterns, the coping mechanisms, the trauma responses, the habits, the relationships that triggered the same emotional loops, your brain literally begins deleting those pathways. This is why some people say, It feels like I don't even relate to my old life anymore. They're not being dramatic. Their brain is physically letting it go. Two, neuroplasticity, building the future self. Neuroplasticity is your brain's ability to rewire itself through repetition, emotional intensity, consistent behavior, new experiences, new environments. Every time you choose this gym instead of avoidance, choose honesty instead of overthinking, choose boundaries instead of people pleasing, choose purpose over comfort, you are forging a new neural pathway. Identity is fired and wired. Three, emotional resonance, the accelerator of reinvention. Thoughts don't change the brain, emotions do. This is the missing piece in every reinvention attempt. Your future identity depends on how often you can embody the emotion of your next chapter. Courage, clarity, love, confidence, purpose, trust. If you want to evolve, you must feel the emotions of the future before the evidence shows up. This is the physics of consciousness. Your emotional state determines which neural circuit strengthens and which ones collapse. So, why does this matter? Because your old self isn't something you walk away from, it's something you disassemble. And your new self isn't something you discover, it's something that you construct. Reinvention is an inside job supported by neuroscience, not willpower. Now, let's talk about the part of reinvention that science is finally catching up to. Your identity has an energetic signature. When you shift who you are internally, you're not just changing thoughts, you're changing your electromagnetic frequency. Your heart generates the strongest field in your entire body, up to 5,000 times stronger than the brain electrically, and extending 3 to 6 feet beyond your chest. And that field changes depending on your emotional state. Fear contracts it, shame disrupts it, stress distorts it, love expands it, purpose stabilizes it, and alignment strengthens it. This is why when you reinvent yourself, people suddenly say, I don't know what changed about you, but you feel different. They're not imagining it. They're literally feeling the shift in your field. Your frequency becomes incompatible with your old life. And as your identity rises, your environment recognizes to match it. That's why during reinvention, old relationships fall away, new people enter your life, opportunities appear out of nowhere, synchronicities increase, your intuition becomes sharper. You're not attracting these things by accident. You are literally broadcasting a new signal, and the world responds to that signal you send, not the story you tell. When your nervous system is regulated, your energy says, I'm safe, I'm ready, and I'm aligned. When it's dysregulated, it says, I'm overwhelmed, I'm in danger, I'm fragmented. And life mirrors that back to you. Reinvention happens the moment your internal frequency becomes a match for the life you're trying to create. Not earlier, not later, right then. Here's the step-by-step protocol for conscious rebirth. Number one, regulate your nervous system. You cannot build a new identity in fight or flight. Slow breath, meditation, and stillness. Two, get emotionally honest. Ask yourself, what part of me is dying right now? What have I been pretending not to feel? Three, change your environment. You cannot reinvent yourself in the same room you were breaking in. Four, listen to your gut, not your fear. Your future self speaks through intuition. Five, build micro habits that match your future identity. Identity equals repeated action. Six, embody the energy who you are becoming. Walk like them, speak like them, make decisions like them. Seven, set non-negotiable boundaries. New identity requires new protection. 8, repeat the new wiring until it becomes automatic. Repetition, remapping, reinvention. Reinvention isn't a moment, it's emerging. It's a moment your internal world becomes safe enough for you to express it externally and expand. It's when your actions match your purpose, your intuition becomes louder than your fear, your nervous system becomes calmer than your chaos, your heart becomes stronger than your conditioning. This is the moment you're no longer surviving your life, you're actually living it. And once you taste alignment, you can never go back. Your new identity is not a version of you, it's the truth of who you were always meant to be. Reinvention isn't becoming someone new, it's remembering someone true. It's a rebirth waiting on the other side of your resistance. I'm Dr. Nik, and this has been your quick dose. If this spoke to your soul, share it, because reinvention becomes easier when we rise together.